What is up, guys? It's your boy Sick Again Cactus. These kids are like little patient zeros, I swear. And today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first of all, what's been going on this week for Destiny 2? Well, the main thing by far is that at the Tuesday weekly reset, we had the launch of the Dawning 2024 event. This event brings with it one brand new weapon, along with 5 actually returning weapons with new roles, and there's actually some pretty exciting god rolls within the Dawning loot. If you guys want to know that, did a video going over all the god rolls, definitely check it out, linked up above. And if you want to know exactly how the Dawning works, as well as how to farm the absolute crap out of the materials you need so you can be spamming those new weapons, check out my ultimate guide, again linked right up above. However, the Dawning launch did not go smoothly, to put it lightly. There was a ton of problems going on. First and foremost, guys, people noticed that, as you can see right here, you could actually upgrade the event card for free. So normally this costs 1,000 silver, but you know, people just clicked it completely for free. People thought, oh, is this just a super nice thing? Is this a Christmas miracle, Bungie? No, it was not a Christmas miracle. As you can see right here, they ended up disabling it, and then what they did is that anyone who claimed it is going to be able to keep those items. So if you were on the game early enough at reset, you are just gonna basically get that item for free, but everyone else is gonna have to pay for it. And this just caused a massive row within the community. People were very upset. Obviously, people at work felt like they missed out now, and I just don't understand why Bungie wouldn't have just made it free, said, hey, this one's on us, because how many people are really buying these event passes? I know literally no one who buys those things, especially because this was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Dawning problems. So, double perks were not working. You could buy upgrades from Eva Levante that should have let focusing Dawning weapons spawn with double perks. Well, it just didn't, and people spent a lot of resources on weapons that should have had double perks. Now, in fairness, Bungie did get this fixed in the very first day, and it works fine now, as you can see. But again, people spent a lot of resources to kind of get screwed over by that. And then on top of that, if you switched characters, you'd lose your quest progress. So you would have to go and make Galardoodles again, except for when you made the first Galardoodle cookie to give to Zavala, the first part of the quest, it gave you the resources to go and do that. It gave you the essence to go and do that, but your quest progress would be reset and it wouldn't give you more resources. So then you had to go and do an entire activity and get the ingredients just to make another Galardoodle to progress the quest. And then on top of that, there's triumphs not tracking properly, and there is just so much going wrong with the Dawning off rip. So all these problems compounded by the fact that people thought Bungie was doing something nice with this event card just to have it taken away. Well, not taken away because, again, people got to keep it, but, you know, taken from their grasp. They were on their way home to log in and claim it, and then suddenly it's disabled. Yeah, the community sentiment around the Dawning 2024 has been very bad, like very bad, which is unfortunate because it is just like a fun little holiday event, and the loot quality is, again, pretty sick. Like, for how easy it is to get those double perk upgrades now that they're working, getting that many guaranteed double perk weapons is actually pretty sick, right? So now that a lot of these glitches are tackled, hopefully people can have more fun with this event, and I still think Bungie should just give away this event card upgrade for free as an apology for how many other glitches there were within the Dawning launch. But that was all on the Tuesday. The next day, on the Wednesday, Bungie actually released a surprise year-in-review developer update where they talk about some of the changes they're going to be implementing for not only episode Heresy, but also the codename Apollo first main DLC as part of the Destiny 2 Frontiers kind of like new experience. So if you want to know what they talked about there, did a video on that, it is linked right up above, guys. Anyways, let's move on from there to the brand new information within the TWAB. And importantly, this is going to be the last weekly update for 2024 because then Bungie is going off for the holidays. So what they do is give out a bunch of rapid fire important dates to note. So guys, get your calendars out because first of all, the Adept Uzume RR4 is available in Grandmaster Nightfalls next week, and this is the final opportunity to acquire this weapon. Then we have the Adept Summoner in Trials of Osiris. They say the final Trials week of the year will see the return of class-based matchmaking, and there you go. Then we have 2 Crucible Labs modes coming as well. You can see that information right here. Then they say coming back with a bang in 2025, we have some big things happening right away. First of all, Act 3 of Revenant begins on January 7th. And there's not going to be a weekly update, a TWAB, a TWID before then. So the first time we're going to be seeing information really on Act 3 is going to be like when it launches. Maybe there'll be a trailer beforehand, but that's kind of it. So there's no like developer stream, nothing. We're just kind of going to be surprised by the content within it. Then we have a new dungeon launching on February 7th, and that's because episode Heresy launches on February 4th, and then the next like Friday coming up after that Tuesday is February 7th, so we're going to have another dungeon race. Then for Iron Banner, the final 2 weeks are going to start on January 14th, and you're going to have another chance to get the fantastic Tinashe's Mastery Stasis Rocket Sidearm. And then lastly, they say the Adept Prophet is going to be available starting on January 31st in Trials of Osiris. So, moving on from there, they actually have Revenant Act 3 weapon and armor balance updates. So they say with the launch of Act 3, we actually have a slew of additional armor and weapon balance updates planned for the following week on January 14th. So they're not going to arrive the exact same day as Act 3. So here's what's happening. First off, we have heavy burst sidearms, and I'm actually re-recording this because as you can see here, the original TWAB did not have any of the specific buffs, but then they went back and updated them. So here's what's changing. For heavy bursts, they increased the body shot damage and they increased the critical hit damage. Then for submachine guns, they've increased the magazine size globally by around 10%. Then for auto rifles, specifically rapid fires, they've increased body shot damage and they've increased critical hit damage. Then for pulse rifles, they've actually reduced the body shot damage for the high impacts specifically, and then they've reduced the critical hit damage for them as well, and reduced the ADS damage fall off scaler. So big nerf to high impact frames. Then for lightweight frames, they've actually increased body shot damage and they've increased critical hit damage. Moving on from there, for hand cannons, for the precision frames, the intrinsic hand cannon precision frame now reduces your ADS movement speed penalty by 10%. So you're going to be able to strafe faster while ADS'd. Then for scout rifles, specifically lightweight frames, they've increased body shot damage and they've increased critical hit damage. Then for sniper rifles, they've reduced the camera roll component of flinch against players by 20%. And for Whisper of the Worm, they reduced the camera roll component flinch against players by 50%. So if you're using the Whisper of the Worm in PvP, that thing's going to be dead accurate, I guess. Then for weapon perks, first of all, the Sulking Wolf, which is the Iron Banner origin trait, we felt like the Iron Banner origin trait could use an effect to make it worthwhile in PvE, and we think this addition is in line with the fantasy of the perk itself. So it now activates in PvE and makes enemies slightly less accurate in targeting you when active. This is the effect of Manticore has while airborne. Wow, so if you didn't already have a god roll Tinashe's Mastery, it just got even better, baby. Now, after that, target lock. They say, with the increased magazine size on SMGs, keeping this perk in its nerfed state rendered it effectively useless. We will keep an eye on how this perk changes the strength of SMGs in the Crucible, and we are interested to see how it performs alongside the multitude of other very strong CQB options. So they removed the custom tuning to make the perk less effective on SMGs. So if you have that target lock SMG god roll sitting in your vault since the nerf, time to take it back out, baby. All right, then for exotic weapons, Graviton Lance. Oh boy, arguably the strongest primary weapon in the game for both. Yeah, it's unbelievably good. So here's what they're doing. We settled on reverting the rounds per minute back to its previous value of 300. In PvE, the RPM reduction will effectively be a small DPS nerf, while in the Crucible, it moved the weapon back to how it was performing pre-episode 2. So they've reverted its RPM back to 300. So definitely a bit of a nerf there. Then the Malfeasance. This gun feels noticeably different to shoot compared to other 180 hand cannons because it was missing some of the intrinsic benefits provided by the precision perk. So they've added the remaining intrinsic effects from the precision hand cannon perk, including accuracy bonuses and the new ADS movement speed penalty reduction. The airborne effectiveness was already baked into the stats. Then for exotic armor, specifically the Stoicism Spirit of Alpha Lupi, the healing impulse was tuned around Barricade, which has significantly less uptime than Thruster. Now that Alpha Lupi can work with Thruster, we needed to branch the effect's strength accordingly, so they're going to be nerfing that with Thruster. Moving on from there, guys, we have some Bungie store goodies for the holidays. You can see that different stuff right here. And then we have the Last City Lumino available on Displate, and then we have some of the winners of the hashtag Dawning Fashion submissions. Love this Monsters Inc. themed one right here, and there's a little bit more I'm going to show you guys as well. Of course, the links to the original submitters are in the TWAB, and the TWAB is linked in the description of this video. Then we have some baking submissions as well, so the hashtag Dawning Baking entries that you can again see here. Same deal with the submitters being in the TWAB. And then, guys, we're going to end here with the Bungie Foundation look back at 2024. You can see a bunch of the stuff they did here. And they also have another D2 fashion feedback update. So they said in this week, here are the themes. So essentially, they're going to present a bunch of themes and everyone gives feedback on what they want to see most using the hashtag D2 fashion feedback. So this time around, we have Dragon Slayer, Jungle Stalker, Masked Vigilante, kind of an awkward time for that one, Bungie. Then we have Mech Suit, Skater Punk, Raven, Necromancer, Stag, Woodland Guardian, Wasp Duelist, Aztec, and Cryptid. And guys, that is going to be it for the video. The final TWAB, the final TWID, I guess, of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.